Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel with my husband.
Hello, everybody.
For the topic today about for your subscriber and my subscriber meet in the red flower
Yeah,
yesterday. Yeah.
yeah. Yesterday we met a guy in the Red Flower, which is a local little restaurant here in Valencia.
Yes.
And we were with your sister Jane.
Yes.
And I had had lunch with this guy before.
Ah.
And we had had a chit chat, this and
Okay.
that.
Yes.
I think that's when he first got here.
Mm-mm.
And then I haven't seen him for a while. And he got a girlfriend.
Yes. From in Shaton.
From Chateau,
Yes.
your hometown.
Yes. I know
And-
that girl.
Yeah, but don't say her name.
Yes.
So what did you think of that girl when you knew her? When you think she's a good girl, bad girl? What did you think? Was she a friend?
Yes.
She was a friend.
Yes, before, but now no.
Why?
She's like changed the attitude.
Yeah.
Yes, she not high with me, she ignore with me, yeah,
really?
like that. But I see in the post before, the guy first time in Dumaguete, and the guy he visit to the province of the girl, he buy the lechon.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
so that's why I asked to the guy, hey, what's your girlfriend? And then what the answer that he fall?
He said, "Well, she traded me in for a younger model."
Oh my god. I'm very disappointed. That's my neighbor in
Yeah.
Shaton.
Because you think he's a nice man.
Yes, he's a nice man. And
Uh-huh.
then,
What's good about him? What do you think? Why there's people you are very opinionated about people, and that's okay. And you say I don't like that guy or I like that guy, and then you say I like that girl or I don't like that girl, and you're usually right. Me, I'm the one that likes everybody. You know, you got a much better what's called BS detector than I do, and so you like the girl at first, and
The
then her
first-
real personality came
Yeah.
out later, and you were disappointed. I think.
Yes,
in
just the
her,
attitude.
because she was your friend
yes.
and her attitude changed.
Yes.
And they get a taste of one thing and then they move on to another. Now, that's not a normal, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing to break up with somebody because you met someone, you're not married. You haven't made this big lifelong commitment to them or anything. And I think it's okay to be honest with someone and say, you know what, this isn't working out. It just isn't working.
Yes.
That's okay. But we both felt bad for him because I think he felt stronger about her than she felt about him. But my words to him was, and I can but quote it, count yourself lucky that you found out now and not in a year or 2 years or 3 years. You know, you're with somebody, a number of months go by, you think you have something going, but she trades you off for someone else. You're actually very fortunate because you didn't invest a lot of time, you didn't invest a lot of energy and a lot of emotions
Yeah.
and get all wrapped up. But you think that he's one of the good guys.
Yeah, I observe because I'm very fast to observe for the
Yes, you are.
attitude. I look in the eyes. She's nice man.
He is.
Yes, that the I'm very disappointed that girl because the guy his first time in the Philippines. I think the guy he's very rush
Yes.
so live in that girl
Yes.
and
yes.
then getting happier. That he knows the guy he knows the girlfriend he have another guy. So that's why.
Well, that's what we say a lot, or I say a lot, is for guys when they chat with me and they're asking about this topic, I say, just slow down, man.
Yeah.
Just take your time.
Don't rush.
Don't rush into anything. You know, take your time. And no one freaking listens to me ever. Yeah. Which is why I say on my channel, I don't give advice because I don't know the guy. But then when I know somebody one-on-one
Yeah.
and they ask me a direct question, I'll answer it. I'll give them my opinion, which I guess is the same as giving advice. And I'll go, dude, just slow it down. Take it easy. You know, don't give her a bunch of money and buy her a bunch of stuff and, you know, get her a car or a
Yes.
new iPhone or something. Just chill out for a while and get to know her. But
I have questions at the point.
yeah.
Why foreigner now is so rush to get the married? Before you and me,
Yeah.
my God, 5 years.
Right.
and 2 years for engaged before get married.
Right.
But now the foreigner, 1 year get married.
Well, 1 year's enough. I think if you know
1
someone
year
for
or
1 year,
like a month.
well, a month is not time to get
My
married.
God.
No, no, no.
Why the
Well, I was
foreigner
really,
now?
really reticent about getting married, and I was really, really reticent about getting, sincere or hooked up with somebody, like us. But and I took my time.
Yeah.
I slowed down.
Yes,
Right?
observe first the attitude.
I wanted to know, every nuance about you, what was good, what was bad. Same with you and me, so you're observing me and what
Yeah,
I do right,
observe.
what I do wrong.
Yes.
And we both came to the conclusion that we could tolerate one another.
Yes. It's Filipino. How's the Valencia Sunday?
Well, I guess she's all right. Yeah, to hell. I'm not getting any younger. We may as well go ahead with this.
It's so funny. Why is
But on a serious note, I asked you, I said, do you have any girlfriends that you think would be good with this guy?
Yeah.
And we're not here to set people up or act like a
Yes.
dating service or anything.
Yes.
But he's such a nice guy
Yeah, it's nice
that,
guy.
if you know nice ladies, I don't know. Maybe we could talk to the ladies or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we want to get involved in that kind of stuff because you know what? You get involved and it doesn't work, then we're the bad guys.
Yeah.
So we have to proceed with a lot of caution on stuff like that.
Yes.
And I almost think it's better for this guy to be alone for a while
Yes.
and just be on his own and let him really, get the pulse. Sometimes when you make it too easy on someone, it's not a good learning experience for them. They just come in, they get set up with somebody, and then off they go. I think you need more on the ground experience, more time. It's better to fail 100 times before you succeed, because that's every time you fail, you learn. So, right? I mean, we've had our share of failures. So
you mean is need for the experience for your wrong?
yeah,
How many times?
you have to do things wrong before you get it right. And every time you screw something up, you should learn from it, and then you don't do that again. And
Very importantly, observe.
Mhm.
Observe the attitude.
Mhm.
Yes. And
spend
do
a
not
lot of time.
do not give for the gift or you buy things there. No, because the girl is expecting you have a lot for give.
Right,
Yes.
especially in the beginning. In the beginning is when you want to, I don't care if you're the richest guy in the world, you should always appear to be not necessarily poor, but you should appear to be modest. You should appear to be simple.
Yes.
And simple things and simple pleasures. If you have a great, big, beautiful house somewhere, not a good idea to bring her over to it. Take one look at that and say, I like this. Doesn't matter what you do, she wants to move in.
Don't bring your home.
No.
Because if you bring your home,
go hang out
next
at
day,
yeah.
she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Luggage.
Yeah. That's it. You're done. She'll tell you anything. And you know what? A lot of the guys are at fault with a lot of the nice ladies because there's a lot of nice women who have had their hearts broken by guys that come in and lie to them.
Yes.
They just tell them anything they want to hear. Oh, I'm going to love you. I only want you. I'm sincere. I want to have babies. I want to do this. And they don't mean any of it. They're just trying to get her as fast as they can. And then they do to the girls what this girl did to this guy. And they just tell them, we're done. That's it. It's over. So honesty is the best policy, I think. Whenever you're in these little relationships that happen and pop up over here, if everybody just told everybody the way it really is, I don't think it's anything wrong with the old friends with benefits deal, where you just see somebody as a friend, and it may lead to something else, but you're not serious about the person. Some women should be able to come up and say, you know what? I enjoy your company. I enjoy hanging out with you, even for a weekend, but I don't want to get serious right now. I'm going to school, or I'm going to work, or, I have other things, or I want to date more. I want to get out and see more people. And I think the men should do the same thing. If you tell a woman, I'm not interested in getting serious with you, it has an amazing effect on them. It really does. Because girls used to ask me, are you looking for a girlfriend? And I go, no,
Wow.
no, I'm not.
The girl for asking with you?
Yeah, you
Wow.
want a girlfriend? No. And they would get really more interested. They hadn't heard that before. But I was being honest with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because at the time, you've met some of them.
In the Valencia. I'm shocked.
Yeah. She goes, hey, isn't that what's your name? Yeah, keep walking.
And
Let's
then the
go.
girl cannot tell me, what is your name? Secret. Secret. I know you. But the
Well,
people
she's
is
very
forgot.
good natured about it.
Yeah.
We
But
don't
it's past.
we don't hold our past against
Yeah,
one
past
another,
is
and she doesn't
past.
have much of a past, so there's nothing to get excited about there.
So
But
the people
yes,
is, I think is my advice is not all province girl is perfect.
right.
You need
Good
to
message.
you need to observe.
Good
Very
message.
important attitude.
Good
Observe.
message.
Because
Because yeah,
I
go ahead.
think the guy first time here in the Philippines, he's thinking, oh, he's province girl and they seem to me the province. Not all, not all.
Listen to what she's saying, boys and girls, especially
You can
guys.
explain the people.
I will, but she just really explained it. There's this dichotomy that's set up that, well, oh, if she's a city girl or a bar girl, you got a problem automatically. And that's usually true, especially when you
Yeah.
go to bar girl land. However, province girls, they say, or it's said, I don't know who they are, but it's pretty much common, uh, uh, not mythology, but it's just sort of common knowledge that a province girl is more simple and is
Yeah.
less experienced and is less dangerous or worldly or whatnot. But that doesn't mean that just because you take her out of the province and bring her to the city, that she's going to stay a province girl. All right. She's going to adapt and adjust and change and see things that she's never seen before. And all of a sudden, a guy like me, 70 years old, and she's caught the eye of a guy that's 40 years old, real handsome and muscular and all that kind of stuff. And she's naturally more attracted to him. Well, that's a reality that can happen. So I would say, again, the only answer that I have for any of this is just to take your time,
Yeah.
take it slow, get to know each other.
Yeah.
Don't blow a bunch of money for no reason and try to
Yes.
impress her.
That's true.
Impress her with your humor, impress her with your intellect, impress her with kindness,
Yes.
impress her with having good manners, impress her by taking a shower every day,
Yeah.
being clean.
Yes.
Now let's talk for a second about the foreigners that you don't like. I know who they are. They're the guys that sit in the bar all day.
Yes.
And we almost have a laugh
Oh my God.
because we drive by the same bar every day coming home. And there's the same guys sitting in there talking. And we drive 2 towns, say at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we might be coming home at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. They haven't moved. They're still there. And I always ask me, I go, what do they talk about? Today is the same as yesterday. And all they did was sit around and drink beer. What could the topic possibly
Yeah.
be? Because they're not doing anything else.
Yeah.
They're not taking a trip somewhere. They're not dating people as far as I know. Or they might. I don't know. Like, I just don't go in there and engage with them. A few times I haven't enjoyed myself. What's that?
What is the future that every day going to the bar? What's the future?
Future
Yeah.
is you're looking at it. You're looking at your future today. Because today is the same as tomorrow's going to be the same as today. You're going to have your ass parked in a chair or a bar stool. You're going to be sucking down a beer. You're going to be getting some greasy fast food. And you're going to be talking to some other guy that's just like you. Birds of a feather flock together. And that's going to be your future. And it's I don't judge. I guess I do judge because I think, boy, you could be doing so much more with your life. You could be doing so much more, that would be entertaining or interesting or educational, helpful or whatever. And yet it's their privilege, you have the right to be what you want to be. So if you want to sit around all day and drink beer, I've always said more power to you. That's your thing. But we've lost some good friends to that. Remember Tom Sullivan?
Yeah.
Tom Sullivan was a friend of mine. He was the sweetest guy. I actually did a eulogy video about him years and years ago when he passed away.
Yeah.
It was so sad because she loved Tom and I loved Tom. And Tom was just an alcoholic.
Oh.
And he became so much more into it as time progressed. And he found out here that he could buy rum for cheap and this and that and the other. And this poor guy, I mean, he went from having a little car and he used to take trips to buy a wine.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
And he used to go here and he'd go there and there'd be some music playing. And that was back in the day when we would all kind of get together as groups and go and listen to music.
Yeah.
And we would have lunch together. And then he just sort of withdrew from all that. And then he would wake up literally on the floor of his little house that was a pigsty from a blackout. And, and then he went into the hospital.
Yeah.
And all of his organs shut down. They just failed. Just his liver gave out, everything gave out. And I always felt, I knew that Tom was harboring something in him. And I know what it is, but I don't want to speak ill of of the dead. And it's not really speaking ill, but it's a secret that I know he had that he wanted to keep from the world. And it chewed at him every day. And I always thought, well, what a shame that he wasn't able to expunge that secret and put it on the table and let him look at it and everybody else look at it that he wanted to share it with, kind of get it off his chest and then move on. And I don't think the drink would have taken him like it did. Yeah. So that's kind of like the old good foreigner, bad foreigner story.
Yes.
They're not necessarily bad. They don't do bad things to people, but themselves. They really just sort of, I think, harm themselves by living that way. And again, it's not for me. I'm not judge and jury here.
Yes.
And neither are you.
Yeah.
But you certainly wouldn't introduce one of your girlfriends to them. You wouldn't take one of your friends that you know and say, here, meet this guy that drinks all day. No, but the guy that we met at the Red Flower the other day.
I asked him, where you met my friend? He said, Facebook. Oh, Facebook.
I think that's the best source for guys that are single out here. Instead of joining all these dating sites and paying all this money, talking to all these different chicks, on these different Cupid things and this and that, whatever they're called.
Yes.
Just Facebook. Because you want to meet somebody that's local. You don't necessarily want to go, 5 islands away to meet her. I guess you could. Yeah. I mean, it's been done before. Yeah. But I don't know. It's funny how relationships develop. Yeah.
If the everyday guy going to the bar drinking is so happy that everyday going bar.
Well, I think they're
sit there, look at the waitress.
Yeah, they might. They look at the waitresses, but the waitresses at bars, not all. You can't classify people like that. But they're generally the foreigner-friendly girls, that have the boyfriend for a while. When they know how to work the deal, work a tip. They're usually pretty, or sometimes they aren't. I don't know. But again, there's a whole big dichotomy about bar girls. And it's really not a healthy way to get started. A lot of those ladies, I think that's a red flag when anybody's a hardcore drinker. And some of those women are hardcore drinkers. I've had a lot of experience with alcoholism in my family, and it's never turned out good. So I'm biased against it automatically, So when's the last time you saw me have a beer? You know, it's been a while.
Yes.
I've had one here and there. And every now and then I feel like down a cold beer. So I'm not a teetotaler. I'm not saying don't drink.
Yeah. It's okay. I think it's okay. It's once a year or 2 years, like
once
that.
in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's also smart to drink at home. You know, that way you're not driving.
Yeah.
That's what scares me about these guys is they sit there and drink all day.
Yes.
And then
my
they get on a
God.
scooter or in a car and they go hauling ass home.
Yeah.
Whew. A lot of drunk driving in the Philippines. Tell you that. A lot of drunk driving. And I think that's, you know, you're being unfair to yourself and you're being unfair to others. If you hit somebody, boy, it could be bad.
Yes.
But anyway, that's kind of what was on our
Yes.
minds this morning when we woke up and
Yeah.
you wanted to talk about.
Yes.
So.
About the guy, his experience for the girl.
And he's a nice man.
Yeah, he's a nice
and
man.
I'll reemphasize that I'm glad she left him as soon as she did. Saved him time, saved him money,
Yes.
saved him investing in a more emotional. You could tell that he was kind of hurt by it, but he says he's letting it roll off his back and he's just going to move on and take it slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is, guys, my view today. Don't rush if you meet a girlfriend.
There you
need
go.
wait for 3 years or 2 years. Observe first the attitudes.
You heard it here first. All right. We'll see you in the next video.
Not all province girl is perfect.
There you go.
So that's it, guys.
Words
See
of
you
wisdom
there.
right here from one of your own.
Thank you, Daddy Paul.
Thanks, baby.
See you next video. Bye-bye.